Right then, I've got a bit more time today, so I'm going to do a 5-minute timer just to make sure I don't just spend all day on this. And let's go again, another daily 5-minute timer. Right, this looks like references to like Maori, kind of Australia, New Zealand, but welcome from Levin, Littleton, Lawrence. I mean, is this loads and loads of places in New Zealand? What have we got here? Auckland. Thing is, I know a lot of effort has gone into renaming places in New Zealand back to more or like less colonial names, which means some of these places may not really exist anymore, but maybe it's not happened everywhere. Murray Hill, Marton, Martinborough, Miramar. I'm not actually seeing any of these names yet, which isn't perfectly ideal. But let's see. Did I see Lawrence? Yeah, Lawrence. Okay, that's a start. Maybe these are neighborhoods within a city. Like Murray Hill kind of sounds like a neighborhood in a way. Melrose, Newton, Vogelton. Also need to be thinking, as always, a little bit about the year. Anything here? I'm not seeing many of these names apart from that tiny little place called Lawrence. I mean, it's in a big city. I don't know how many large cities there are on the South Island. Christchurch. Oh look, Littleton. Okay, let's just assume this is on a big street in Christchurch. In terms of the year, I mean, horses and carriages. It's looking pretty early, isn't it? It's looking teens. It's looking about then, isn't it? You know, thinking about how people dress for the Titanic. Am I missing any clues? I've not really. I mean, there are... Oh, blimey. Those are USA flags. But let's just hope that this is not a whole bunch of really misleading. I think it must be somebody from America visiting New Zealand. I mean, whatever. Let's just do that. Oh, 1908. Oh, it was on the North Island. It was... right, okay, yeah. So it was up in Auckland. Okie doke. Well, not an ideal start, but I've seen much worse. Right, 5 mins. Okay, where are we now? That's Spanish. This will be somewhere in Spain. Be some... I've actually heard about this tradition. Yeah, like these giant dolls in some Spanish town. Is that Portuguese? I'm pretty sure this is Spain. Am I convinced it's Spain? Not fully, as opposed to Portugal. I mean, all this red and white. I'm actually not 100% sure. That's like an iPhone from sort of about there, I think, isn't it? We've got a lot of phones to go off here. Can't see them in a huge amount of detail. That's a. Is that a what are they called? You know, Despicable Me cap. When was all that stuff going on? I mean, yeah, I'm fairly happy with that kind of timeline. Maybe some of these phones look a bit newer. Where is it? I think like there's a chance it's Portugal, but like alimentación is definitely Spanish. It's just that obrigado. Oh no, that doesn't say obrigado, it says Abbott. Alright, should we pop it in like... I'm sort of tempted to say it's kind of just slap it in Madrid because then we're in the middle of Spain. Let's do that. I'm confident it's not in Madrid, but at least if we put it here, I don't know which town it is. So at least now we're going to be in the middle between. Right. Oh, it's Pamplona. Same place they do the bull stuff. And I was 4 years off. Ugh, it's not an ideal start, is it? Okay. Sure. This looks like Argentina. I'm going to guess this is in the capital. Because they're marching. People tend to march in the capital. New Backstreet Boys album. Huh. So it's quite a long time ago, I'm going to assume. Oh, Backstreet Boys releasing music flipping ages ago. Right, let's pop it down in Buenos Aires just because it seems as good a guess as any. Somewhere slap bang in the middle. Backstreet Boys records. They were sort of late 90s, early noughties. Or even maybe mid 90s. I don't know enough to know whether that's a late album or an early album. David Copperfield's been around for ages. I'm thinking maybe we put this somewhere around the turn of the millennium. There's a football shirt some people might be able to use as a clue, but not me, as we know. I don't know what they're protesting. I think I'm gonna say 2000 on the nose. Yeah, I think that's about as good as I'm gonna get. Let's try that. Oh, 1999. Pretty close. Okay, best one so far. Not too mad about that. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things. I mean, even within the scope of Buenos Aires, that's not a terrible guess. Okay, what are we up to now? Round 4. Start the timer. No, blimmin' heck. Timisoara Teatral Nacional. Garden Party. Václav. It sounds quite Eastern European. In terms of the names on that poster. That looks like it says 8, maybe 9, 89. Could that be right? Does this look like the 80s? I mean, I'm reasonably happy with 89. I don't know if that's... I mean, the photo quality is obviously dreadful, but clothing-wise... Oh, dog's wandering around. Drinking water. So I think this thing, Timisoara, Is that going to be the name of a place somewhere in like this general section of the world? I mean, Vasklav. I sort of identify that as a Polish name, but in Premiera almost sounds more Western European as a language. I really don't even know which one of these countries to like I don't see loads of accents, which suggests to me that it's not. Do we have any accents on any of these signs? Greva Generala. I mean, like, that sounds obviously means general strike. I can sort of see some accents, but like there are accents. There's like a double, like a whatever you'd call it, like an umlaut on that A, which maybe it makes it more like. Starting to run out of time here. If I can find somewhere called Timisoara. But I don't know if that's actually the name of a place. It might just be like. I think I'm going to be miles off here. Really running out of time. Teatral. See if we can sort of see what theatres are labelled as in each of these. Teatro is Italian. Oh god, this is going to be a terrible guess. This is going to be a really bad guess. I don't even know. I don't recognise these languages. I don't know where to even start. I might just slap it somewhere in there just because I don't know where. So it could be further north or it could be further south. Romanian. So the year was right. The location was pretty far away. Yeah, that was really difficult to know where to go location-wise. All right, well, I don't know how that will have affected the overall score. I don't think that was very good. All right, we're skiing somewhere. La Vanoise, l'Aiglière. Okay. Marmot. That. Right. Okay. So we're up in the French Alps, or maybe the Swiss French Alps. So we're going to be sort of somewhere in this. Oh, did it say La Vanoise? Vanoise National Park. Okay, so we're somewhere in here. Pralognan La Voilaz. We're near there. We're near this thing. I mean, maybe I'll just drop it there so that it doesn't matter which side of that settlement we're on. Unless Marmot, Arol. I think these are just going to be names of slopes which probably aren't labelled on the map. And I also doubt that going... Oh, what's going on? Come here. Come on. I doubt doing this is going to help us much. Other than that we might be able to see. I think there's probably ski slopes down each side. Let's just pop it there so that we know whatever side it is. We're not going to be too far off. And then in terms of the year... There's not a lot to go on here. Those sunglasses... They're Oakleys. But they're not the same style of Oakleys that were really popular, like, way back when. Photo quality is okay, but it's not great. So I think this was taken on a mobile phone. So mobile phone picture quality was sort of this questionable, probably around 2014. That also puts it towards like the later end of Oakley's being popular, and moved into these slightly, like, whatever, like, uncool shapes. Besides that, very little else to go on. I think 2014 is not a terrible guess. Let's try that. Oh, 2018. Okay. Location, decent. 1 kilometer away. Year, not great, but not terrible. Okay, so that means the final score, the actual final score, 44. That's just shy again of 45,000, which is what I'm always aiming for. 700 kilometers. That was 300 kilometers, 2 kilometers. Yeah, BA. 600 kilometers. Yeah, so I'm glad that I was no more than 4 years away in any of them. I think that really helped to keep my score afloat, because without that, the location's not great. But I'm okay. I'm quite happy with that, actually. So, yeah, not my best, not my worst.